Hola chicos y chicas, hi guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel, the Erica Shady Channel, el canal de Erika. Este es un canal bilingüe y hoy vamos a reaccionar a una sugerencia de Chiflote Flow. Who else? He's always giving me great music and so far I've been liking it. Let's see what is up with this guy, Wilmer Roberts. He's from Dominican Republic. My lineage led, my blood running in under my skin, DR. So I'm pretty sure that I'm familiar with the lingo, the vocabulary that they use belonging to Dominican Republic. Now, disclaimer, he is younger than I am, so therefore he might use some words that I'm not familiar because A, I don't live in the Dominican Republic, and B, I think even if I did, I probably would know. Yo sabría porque estoy metida en todo. Anyhow, so the fact is that if he's using vocabulary that I have grown up with, then I'll be able to translate it real quick. Lo voy a poder descifrar. Pero si no, vamos a tener que escuchar los comentarios. Y me imagino que esto, si a mí me lo recomendó una persona que no es de República Dominicana, me imagino que ya están familiarizados con el lenguaje dominicano. So maybe someone, even if it's not Dominican, but if you're Dominican, leave it in the comment. Tell me what the word means in case, I'm too old and I don't know what it means. And the other thing too is, subscribe to my channel. Especially if you're Dominican York, especially if you're Dominican American, especially si vives aquí en Estados Unidos. Vamos a darle ya, que hablo mucha casaca. Look at that. Oh my God. So the title of the song is called 3 minutes, 3 minutos. Y ya me imagino que el 3 minutos no va a tener nada que ver con la canción y todo que ver al mismo tiempo. Porque estos artistas de hoy en día, these artists nowadays, they take one word and they call that the title, but then you listen to the song and some of them don't even mention the minutes. Some of them don't even mention the title. And others, like Snow, mention the title one time and the whole song has nothing to do with that in particular, but if you look at the whole scheme, it has everything to do with the title. So let's see if this is one of those. He started out with, somebody, I guess, talking to him because the person with the mask of a clown, so me imagino que un payaso, que es lo que estoy tratando de decir, is in the back and telling him, you only got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to do whatever you want. And I think he's going to choose to rap in those 3 minutes. Or maybe it has something to do with 3 minutes. Who knows? Nunca sé. A lo mejor sí tenga algo que ver con los 3 minutos, pero sigamos, que no tenemos tiempo y esto es muy largo.
Entonces tú no me conoces. Estoy de nuevo aquí mostrando voces para revivir el rap pesado que ustedes están poco veloces.
Fumando cigarrillo. So, este es un rapero que fuma y rapea al mismo tiempo. Me acuerdo de José Alfredo Jiménez. José Alfredo Jiménez hacía eso. Y varios, muchísimos de ellos. Sandro de América hacía eso también. Y murió de eso también. I don't know, I wouldn't be playing with that, pero fumar no es bueno para el cuerpo. Y siempre lo voy a decir porque si usted viene a mi canal, if you come to my channel, it's because you're not into drugs. And cigarettes is a drug, okay? Cigarette is a drug. But it doesn't mean that you dislike it or you hate it or you can't hear a reference to it. Not that proved. But you don't want to smoke cigarettes because, they do cause emphysema to minimus and the worst, cancer. So let's see now what he's going to do in those 3 minutes while he's smoking a cigarette. Que también es una forma despectiva. That was a good one. And he said, le voy a abrir un OnlyFans. But OnlyFans, that's what he's trying to say. It sounded like OnlyFans. But right now he just said that his lyrics are so attractive that he's going to open an OnlyFans account. Because they're going to pay to see it. Because his lyrics are so beautiful. That's pretty cool. Oh, and by the way, when he started, when the guy said, you only got 3 minutes. He's like, oh, you giving me 3 minutes? You don't know me.
Pregunta
Ooh, I love the way he played with the words right there. Okay, so this guy, I can see already that he uses schemes, and in his schemes, and also in his schemes and rhyming, he will drop a word like a veces. He did right now, a veces, sometimes, then let it linger because that word goes on to the next bar. So technically speaking, he just used the word a veces so he could rhyme with the other word that was before that. But then that word did not belong to that bar. He just paused. That word, not a verb, that word belonged to the next bar. Pretty cool. Okay, so you see, so this he said it right there is the ese that he's rhyming. Okay, so he's saying that sometimes it's boring, to rap because they're throwing stuff at him, but he's so good and he comes back at them and he just murders them easily. And he's like, this is boring at time. And yeah, so you see, so meses with a veces. So that's why it said, I wanted to be the most popular rapper. Quería ser el mejor de este país. Y lo conseguí en 4 meses. I conquered that. I reached that goal in 4 months. Sometimes. And then he let it linger. But that out. Sometimes a veces rhymes with meses, 4 meses. And desaparece. The bars that he was using before. Pretty good. Ooh, those are the dichotomy right there. I love war. I love to battle. He says, me gusta la guerra. Pero no tengo rival. He wants to battle. He wants somebody to go at it. But there's no one out there so he can go at it. Nobody's at his level. Ooh, that was a good one too right there. Okay, let's say something first. I don't like his voice. That's the negative part. Seems like he's screaming. Even though I can tell that he has control his vocal cords because he pauses, and it's effective with the delivery. So I don't know, but it seems maybe because he's trying to keep up with the beat that it seems like he's screaming. But when it comes to schemes, when it comes to words play, this guy is good. Este tipo está bueno. Está haciendo la cosa bien. He's doing a good job right there. Wow. He just had a dichotomy of a scheme about meat, una dicotomía. O sea, el esquema era la carne y él quiere carne nueva. He wants a new rival that's fresh meat, but he wants that fresh meat so that he can turn it into a vegetative state. That means not be able to move like a vegetable, which is the opposite of meat. So he wants that new meat so he can turn it into a vegetable. It's pretty cool. Oh my God, double play on work right there. Double play on words because wrist in Spanish is called muñeca. That's a doll. So what does Santa Claus bring? Toys, dolls, and the dolls that Santa Claus bring only to the people that behave well. And he's like, I look at you and then you throw me, I throw you kisses. I throw you a kiss. I look at you and throw you a kiss. And here you are dissing me and you come into the personal. And when you go to the personal, I'm going to chop your wrist, your muñeca, your doll. And I'm going to do it like Santa Claus. I'm going to leave you without one like Santa Claus. He doesn't say chop. He says, I'm going to leave you without one like Santa Claus because you behave badly. Nice scheme, nice.
Paletal y esto trae una carne nueva para dejarle en estado vegetal, pero que actual, si lo miro y no se pueden igualar. Si le tiro un verso y se quieren ir a lo personal, ellos no saben que el que me venga a topar lo vamos a dejar sin muñeca como Santa Claus, los que se portan mal, así que piénselo 3 veces antes de actuar. Que yo soy un delincuente, pero me gusta guillarme de artista. Soy un demonio en la tabla y encima de la pista tira.
Ooh, bars. He is doing the opposite of what rappers now are being accused. A lot of gangster rapper or real rappers or street rappers, they claim street credibility. Dicen que son de la calle y no lo son. Nunca la calle de ellos, como dice Daddy Yankee, la calle tuya es la de Sesame Street. That's their street. But he's not. Él no es así. Y él está diciendo, yo soy un criminal que a veces me la guillo. See, the Dominican word right there. That one I know. That's an old Dominican word. No ha cambiado. So that's when you te la da de que eres algo. You know, you pretend, you're telling yourself, you're telling people that you're something. He's like, sometimes I like to pretend that I'm a rapper. But he's not pretending, you know, but he's saying, I like to show off like I'm a rapper, but I'm actually a criminal who likes to play rapper at times. That's what he's trying to say right there. That's the bar. It's like, before I'm a rapper, remember, I'm a criminal. And I'm coming for your muñeca. Y te vas a quedar sin muñeca como Santa Claus, para los que se portan mal.
Lo vamos a dejar sin muñeca como Santa Claus, los que se portan mal, así que piénsalo 3 veces antes de actuar. Que yo soy un delincuente, pero me gusta guillarme de artista. Soy un demonio en la tabla y encima de la pista. Tírame para atrás, igual a convertirse en masoquista, Blanca Perla. Yo sé que conmigo tú estás fundado, tú eres más completo.
Blanca Perla. I don't know if this guy is, I don't know why he's calling it, that's a white pearl. And he's telling him, you know, you're a masochist because, you know, going after me is like a masochism because, you know, you're going to wake me up and then I'm not going to go to sleep and you won't be able to go to sleep because I'm coming after you.
Tírame para atrás, igual a convertirse en masoquista, Blanca Perla. Yo sé que conmigo tú estás fundado, tú eres más completo, pero de lo que da. Ese bonito va a ser bien, junta de estos desgraciados. Tú eres una percha así, pero porque nada más funciona si estás requisado tú vas.
Oh my God, reguindándose. That's an expression that Dominicans use when you're like, when you seeking clout, when you're hanging out with someone who's already has a position because you want to follow the clout, you want to be in that group. So he's telling this guy, you know, you think that you're pretty, you know, and being pretty is not having talent. Yes, and percha, when Dominicans say, oh, no, it's una percha, that means that, you know, percha is a hanger, a wire hanger. And that means that the person is very attractive. So he's like, yeah, you are one. You are a hanger because that's what you do. You just hang on to people's prosperity. You hang on to people's clout so you can get some clout. And he's like, and he says the word desgraciado. That word hasn't changed. And that means like without grace, but it's a disgrace. It's calling someone disgraceful, but in Dominican it has a very negative connotation. You don't call anybody, you don't call a friend desgraciado, because that's pretty bad. Okay, so the guy had a fever because people were the fever that people had with him. Not that he had fever, but the people had fever with him. But this guy that he's telling me that he's dissing because he mentioned him. So every time he mentioned him, and this guy Wilmer mentions the other guy, he gets clout. So you know, so he said, "I'll bring that fever down that people have because I give him a Cetaphil. Bring that fever down." So who is he going after? He's going after somebody who's older. He just said, you know, you are 40 years old and your fans already are paying rent and they got grandchildren. Woof. That's why your likes look like video calls. Like when people doing video calls, because they're so old that none of the new generation is following this guy. This guy who's bald-headed, by the way. He's saying you're bald and you're 40 years old. Stop saying that you look good. You don't look good. Ooh, whoa, the one that is not on time cannot presume that they got watches. That was bar. El que no está, and he doesn't mean being on time. He's being with the time. If you're not with the time, you cannot be presumptuous of be showing off that you have watches, because you cannot even tell the time. So why have the watches? So Remy, means X. Who's X? X sounds familiar. Vaquero X? ¿Será vaquero he was talking about? If you know, leave it in the comments. I don't know who he's talking about, but he's saying, deja de enardecerte. That means stop grandiosing yourself. You know, be grateful that X adds you in his remix. But I don't know who X is, even though it does sound familiar. Your whole career, your whole musical career, your whole trajectory, I just shove it up in my butt because it's no good. That's no good. Tu trayectoria no me sirve para nada, no sirve para nada. No, tú no haces nada con tu música. That's the part that I like, yeah. That's good. Notas, which it has a double meaning in Spanish. Notes is your grades, you know, and it also means the notes from a musical chord, from a musical arrangement. So he's saying if you give out notes, meaning musical arrangement, but also meaning grades, then hey, I give out the full graduation. I give out the cap, I give out the ring, I give out the graduation. Cocky, but a great scheme. Beautiful. Oh, so he's talking to old school here. He's talking to the old school, and because he's saying the new school, I'm the leader of the new school, okay, and I'm the one who's representing here now. You guys are just left behind and you're in the dust. Están atrás. I like that play on word right there. Ustedes me menosprecian, pero no me subestiman. You underappreciate me, but you do not underestimate me. So yeah, I know you don't appreciate my music, but I do know that you fear me. You don't underestimate me. You know I can bring it. And he's saying ustedes, which is more than one person. Okay, so all those bars right there, we're talking about how he started out his own company. He has his own record label. He worked for all his stuff on his own. He does not like any chain on his neck. He doesn't like to be tied down. Nobody tell him what to do. No tiene jefe, no tiene alcalde, no tiene a nadie que le diga lo que tiene que hacer. He is free agent. That's basically what he's saying. He's a free agent.
Entonces a los raperos se los meto, nadie tuvo que enseñarme, yo sé de esto. Tengo el cenicero lleno y de talento soy respeto. Mira tu sujeta, deja de mencionarme, tiene un odio interno. Yo no te...
Okay, so that he does talk about the cigarette. He said his ashtray is full of ashes, you know, but his record career is full, you know, and then they hate him. Están llenos de odio y por eso me tiran a cada rato.
Tengo espacio para ti en mi cuaderno, tanto que habla de sonar y vivir en un apagón eterno, tanto que habla de rapar y tu mujer te pegó los cuernos, dame banda que tú lo que...
Oh my God. When you hear a Dominican bad word, it sounds worse when it's in your own language. So, technically speaking, he's saying to the guy, you presume that you're a great lover, but your wife cheated on you. Of course, he didn't use the word great lover. He used something worse.
Anda corriendo en beta y vive del intercambio porque es que tú eres tan fresca, ya tú no das risa y tu talento es hacer mueca. La carrera que te queda fue la que te dieron en la discoteca, te solté. Que yo lo...
Ooh, okay, so you see, this is an old school person. He's saying the career that you have, that's the one that they gave you in the clubs. So this is a person whose music started out popping in clubs, you know, and then probably faded away. Because, you know, it doesn't have any conscience, it doesn't have any weight behind. Está bueno eso, le está dando duro. Tu carrera comenzó en la discoteca y como la discoteca, ¿qué son las discotecas? Un día está de moda y la otra vez ya se van, ya están fuera de moda.
Y vive del intercambio porque es que tú eres tan fresca, ya tú no das risa y tu talento es hacer mueca. La carrera que te...
So I don't know, he's talking like if he was talking to a woman, they're fresca. That means, why are you so fresh? You know, stop making faces. Stop making faces. That your career's over anyway.
Queda fue que te dieron en la discoteca, te solté. Que yo lo que ando en mi diligencia. No busco otro pegozón, ya tú viviste esa experiencia. Sé chimosa de tu esencia, déjale algo a la vecina. Ni tú ni ya doblado han hecho nada por lo mina. Yo ando...
Ni tú ni doblado has hecho nada por las minas. Minas? Is that a neighborhood in Dominican Republic? Might be, but San Pedro. He said from San Pedro. I know there was a Minas in Santiago. Los Minas. It sounds familiar. But anyhow, he's saying you haven't done anything for this place. Not even if they twisted you. You wouldn't do anything for this place. And I've been doing it. Don't look for another slap in the face. You already lived that experience. So somebody slapped him already. He said, don't look for another one. You already had that experience. Why are you looking for it again? Yeah, he's saying you're a gossiper too. Déjale algo a la vecina. That's like a phrase, you know, when they say the neighbors are very gossipy. So they get together, you know, hey vecina, ¿cómo está? Y ya supo de aquella, you know. ¿Qué le pasó y a qué hora vino y qué sé yo qué? Las vecinas cotorreando, chismoseando. And he's like, stop being a gossiper, man. Stop being like these viejas, you know. Stop doing that. You know, leave something for them so that they can gossip.
Soy el rapero más letal del país. Te pone a despertarme para después no poder dormir. Sí, es para arreglar que no me llamen. Que no me le programen porque sienta que mi enemigo me aclamen. Hagan la fila para que mamen. Quieren el trono del lápiz, pero estoy participando en el certamen de...
Okay, he did it in 3 minutes. He repeated a chorus right there a little bit, you know, saying that his songs comes from the street. But he's like, you know, I'm going to pray for my enemies so that they will claim for me. And then they're going to get in line and they're going to, you know, give me oral sex, meaning they're going to bow to me. Because he's the best in this. And he did it under 3 minutes. That's why they showed the time at the end of 17 seconds. And he finished it in 17 seconds. Pretty good. Let's see, because this is 2 songs in one. Oh, the end of the video. Este debe ser Kichu o Kaichu. Kaichu? Pobre, poor.
Ya yo no vuelvo a ser pobre, primero me muero. Ando en la calle oceando dinero, lo prendaba para los tigres.
Oh, now we're singing. Okay, so he can sing. I didn't know that. Is this auto-tune or is he really singing? Because the other one, his voice sounded so raspy. He was screaming. So I didn't think that he could keep, you know what I mean? Some people can rap and have flow, but they cannot keep a note. Seems like he's carrying a note right here. Oh, religious schemes right there, but talking about money. How he makes so much money, he's not going back to poverty. And then he got the offerings, he has it for his tigre, for los tigres, those are his cuates. And then the tithe goes to the prostitutes, because he uses the word cuero, which means leather, which in Dominican Republic means prostitute, and in Mexico means beautiful woman. But he's not calling them a beautiful woman, even though they probably are beautiful women. That's not what he's calling them.
Ya yo no vuelvo a ser pobre, primero me muero. Ando en la calle oceando dinero, lo prendaba para los tigres y el diezmo para los cueros. Esto es el gatillo, religión del pero ya yo no vuelvo para abajo. Ya pasé demasiado trabajo, el tiempo en la calle no fue de relajo. Es por mi familia que me pago, yo no vuelvo para abajo, bro. No. Yo de nuevo a coger lucha, manito tú estás loco. El dinero está en la calle, le rompe el que no se busca. Hoy me toca josear la paga, vamos para la de cemento. Y sin sacar la negra del compartimento, que ya vivo del talento. Gracias a Dios estoy en el top, pero me hablan.
Alright, he's talking about he's not going back to poverty, that he comes from the street. He's making this money and now he's enjoying it. And he's not going to go back and go down there because money is in the street, you know, and you have to go out there and look for it. And he goes for it. Él se faja. ¿Entiendes? El que ronca, el que no, el que pierde, the one that snores is the one that loses the money if you don't go out there and get it. Because the money's on the streets, you know, just go outside and get it. It's there.
Para coger lucha, manito tú estás loco. El dinero está en la calle, le rompe el que no se busca y me toca.
Para coger lucha, that's a Dominican expression too. It means, you know, it's like lucha, it's like lucha libre, like fighting. Right, but you're like, why are you fighting? Like you're fighting with life. You're struggling. You know, it's like I'm not going back to struggles. I already came from struggle.
Vamos a la paga, vamos para la de cemento y sin sacar la negra del compartimento que ya vivo del talento. Gracias a Dios estoy en el top, pero me hablan de una vuelta y me compré un par de laptop, no me conformo. Tampoco duermo buscando donde se penetre.
That's pretty cool. So he's like, they told him to turn around, but he bought 2 laptops. Meaning, I guess that this is how he recorded, because he said he has some recording company. And by the way, laptops are not that easy to get in the Dominican Republic, and they're not that inexpensive. I mean, it's not like you can go to a Best Buy and say, hey, I'm going to take a loan and just take my laptop. It's much easier in the U.S. because you have more resources. Over there, you know, and I'm pretty sure that they got resources. La necesidad es la madre de la invención, right? So okay, sorry about that. Anyhow, let's keep on because this is a long video. Why? Because there's 2 songs in one, and I'm translating.
Me he coronado bien la vuelta y ya estoy pensando en la otra, también dándole a la letra. Hay que salir del vecindario de más.
Okay, so he's like, I haven't even turned the corner when I'm already thinking about the other block. No he dado ni la coronado ni la vuelta y ya estoy pensando en la otra vuelta. So he already went around. He hasn't even turned around and he's already thinking about the next round that he has to go because he doesn't slack. He's always on top of his game.
Tan demasiado elevado mi gasto diario. No me empleo por un salario, ando atrás de la de colores. Aquí no hay tiempo para esperar tiempo mejores que vivan los.
So he doesn't count on a salary. He looks for the colors. He looks for more than that. He's not like satisfied with just making a salary. He said he wants more than that.
Yo nací para que me lleven cuarto y así va a ser hasta que me lleven flores. Con sudores me fajé, no de se va a acabar.
Ooh, like that's a beautiful that's a beautiful scheme of life. I was born to receive money, and that's the way it's gonna be until the day I receive flowers. Está bonito eso, está bonito. Así va a ser hasta el día que me lleven flores, sin tener que decir el día que esté muerto. Doesn't have to say it. He doesn't have to say it till the day that I'm dead. You get the gist when you say, okay, first in life they were bringing me money, now they're bringing me flowers.
Trabajando en hoteles y ahora descanso en los hoteles que trabajé.
So he said too, I used to work in hotels and now I'm relaxing in the hotels that I used to work. Come around, pretty good.
De la de colores, aquí no hay tiempo para esperar tiempos mejores, que vivan los goceadores.
Ooh, I like that. Aquí no hay tiempo para esperar tiempo mejores. There's no time to be waiting for better time. This guy's good. I can see why he became the best in 4 months. He's good with words, man. That's a good dichotomy right there. Aquí no hay tiempo para esperar el tiempo mejores. Esa me gustó de verdad.
Nací para que me lleven cuarto y así va a ser hasta que me lleven flores. Con sudores me fajé, no descansaba trabajando en hoteles y ahora descanso en los hoteles que trabajé. Y yo me pues.
Ando en la calle oceando dinero, lo prendaba para los tigres y el tiempo es para los cueros. Estoy en gatillo, religión del pero ya yo no vuelvo para abajo. Ya pasé demasiado trabajo, el tiempo en la calle no fue de relajo. Es por mi familia que me pago, yo no vuelvo para abajo.
Yo no vuelvo para abajo y la tengo prendida porque confié. Yo tenía la visión, me enfoqué, no me quité. Muchos me tiran la mala, fue de Dios que me agarré y por el...
I like this one. I like this guy's voice though. So he's talking about how he focused. He focused and he went for his goal. And a lot of people wished him bad luck, but he just held on to God, to his belief, and he kept going. Pretty good.
Encima de tu tema, mamá, huevo coronel. No tenía ni un pincho, ahora tengo una glopeta.
Ooh. So he's saying, I went above. I went beyond your song. My song hit beyond that. And I beat you. And then he says a very nasty word, slang in Dominican language, which is sucker. Basically soccer. I don't have to say what type of soccer.
Yo no vuelvo para abajo y la tengo prendida porque confié. Yo tenía la visión, me enfoqué, no me quité. Muchos me tiran la mala, fue de Dios que me agarré. Y por encima de tu tema, mamá, huevo coronel. No tenía ni un pincho, ahora tengo una glopeta. Tengo un peine de tambor para vaciarte la completa. Tengo como 6 millones en la caleta.
Wow. So he's talking about, he's using a scheme of guns right now, but he's like, I didn't have un pincho, and un pincho is like a bobby pin too. But now he has a comb made out of, I don't know, tambor drums, I guess the material of the drum, but he's also talking about guns, and he's also talking about lyrics. And because then he says, y te la vacié, so I just spill it all out on you. And by the way, the other bar, this is in reference to the other bar where he said, I beat your theme. You came out with a theme, and mine crowned yours. Sucker.
Un carro para los building y los cueros me los robo en la jipeta. Ya está hablando mierda, dije que yo me cotizo. Pero no decía lo mismo cuando yo estaba en el piso.
Ooh. Okay, so he's saying that he has cars and then he has the Jeeps, but the Jeeps are to take the women. And then he said, look at this woman telling me that I think I'm too much. Que me cotizo. Cotizarse, dársela demasiado. But you wouldn't say anything when I was in the grounds. Cuando estaba en el piso, ahí no decías nada y me mencionabas. Y ahora diciéndome que me cotizo. Porque tiene envidia. A lo mejor el novio de ella es pobre y no hace nada.
Tengo como 6 millones en la caleta. Un carro para los building y los cueros me los robo en la jipeta. Ya está hablando mierda.
6 millones en la caleta. I don't know what caleta is, but he has 6 million. I imagine he has $6 million. Or pesos, but it's a lot of money still.
Dije que yo me cotizo, pero no decía lo mismo cuando yo estaba en el piso. Ay, pregúntale a tu novio que vive como un mediante. Ahora que me ve picante en la calle con los diamantes. Los perros los veo del estante. Me planto sin...
didn't I know it was gonna? I didn't know. But I mean, it's obvious. If she's talking smack when she never mentioned him before, and now she's talking about him and saying that he's a snob, that he thinks he's too much, it's because she's probably jealous that before she didn't pay attention to him, she was dating this guy, and then that's what he says. You know, your man doesn't do anything. You know, and now you're coming at me because estoy picante. Picante is spicy because I'm spicy because everybody's talking about me. I'm the talk of the town now. Now you're talking about me because your boyfriend's not doing anything.
Un carro para los building y los cueros me los robo en la jipeta. Ya está hablando bien, dije que yo me cotizo. Pero no decía lo mismo cuando yo estaba en el piso. Ven, pregúntale a tu novio que vive como un mediante. Ahora que me ve picante en la calle con los diamantes.
Tu novio que vive como un mediante, mediocre. He's a mediocre. Your boyfriend is a mediocre.
Perro loteo del
He's a mediocre
estante.
guy.
Plato sin vaqueo porque hay cuarto para pagarle al comandante. Leyenda de barrio, mente brillante. Los chukis cibernéticos hoy en día son los narcotraficantes.
Los chukis cibernéticos hoy en día son los narcotraficantes. So, no sé qué son los chuki. Chuki, I can think is Chucky. And then he said the Chuckies of nowadays, you know, Chucky the movie, nowadays are the cartels, the drug traffickers behind the laptops. I don't know, I think he's being sarcastic with that one there.
Primero me muero. Ando en la calle oceando dinero. Lo prendaba para los tigres y el 10 para los cueros. El tío el gatillo, religión del solo, pero ya yo no vuelvo para abajo. Ya pasé demasiado trabajo. El tiempo en la calle no fue de relajo. Es por mi familia que me enfado. Yo no vuelvo para abajo, bro. No.
Dance. El psicópata. Wilmer Robert. Kichu. La federación.
Oh, Kichu. Not Kaishu, Kichu. Okay, that's him. Pretty good. I like it. I mean, this voice singing now is totally, the way he sounds totally different from the first one. But the guy has lyrics, and this is about lyrics. Tiene líricas, letras. El tipo tiene buena. Y me gusta la voz del Kichu. But anyhow, it's been a long video. I hope that you like it. I hope that you got to the end. Si llegaste a mi canal por coincidencia, por favor déjame un like, suscríbete. Yo traduzco temas de inglés a español and then Spanish to English because I want to bring the two worlds in my channel. I want to have those kind of followers. Eso es lo que yo quiero, pero también me conformo con los que hablan un solo idioma. Anyhow, take care. Bye.